you get into the video, listen, I treated myself to some new workout clothes. I have been recycling the same workout clothes for the last 2 years. And part of my self-care glow up, I decided to treat myself to something new. It's not much, just two bottom and a top for now. And I ordered it from Gymshark. It was on sale. I got a really good deal. And I got it in 4 days in Grenada. 4 days. This is not a sponsored ad by Gymshark. I paid for my stuff and I'm just loving it. The material is so soft on my skin. And living in the tropic, I wanted something, that I feel cool, that does not hug my body or in any way, like sticks on me, and nothing that itches my skin. And this is really nice. It was not expensive, but nothing boosts your confidence when you treat yourself to some new workout clothes, at least for me. Now, your girl is feeling herself. I am going to go out there and probably walk longer than I did before. I'm going to start my workout in a minute. So, it that gives me some motivation. I don't know about you, but no matter where you're starting at, treat yourself. This is your glow up season. This is your glow up year. Treat yourself to some new gym actives. It doesn't have to be from Gymshark. I was able to get it from Gymshark, and it did not cost me an arm and a leg to get it in Grenada, which is not bad. So friends, get into the video, enjoy the video with me talking about part 2 on my weight loss journey. Hey friends, welcome back. Those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sarah. I did a video previously discussing my weight loss journey back in 2007. So this is actually a continuation video. If you have not yet seen that video, I urge you to look at the video so you will have a bit of insight on what I'm talking about tonight. I walk with my notes tonight because many times I turn on the camera with the intention to have a specific conversation, and sometimes everything gets lost. I really don't want to sound scripted, because when I created this channel, I want it to be authentic. I want it to be me. I want to share my journey, my experience, and give you little snippets of what I do in my daily life and whatnot. So friends, in the last video I spoke about the challenges that I had back then, and the moment where I made the mental decision to control what was controlling me, and that was food. Back then, food had control over me. Now I have control over food. I was dealing with a lot of things back then. I lived in Canada and I was binge eating, also known as emotional eating. I did not know that back then. Now I understand. Now I could actually label, what was happening to me. So there was a lot of emotions that would have triggered that form of eating. I lost 156 pounds. I did it naturally, and it was a decision that I made for myself, and I have not regret that decision one bit. I was what they call morbidly obese. I was over 300 pounds. Friends, I basically, something that I've never shared. I've shared it with in casual conversation with friends, that something that I said to myself, I started to view my body as a temple. So it went back to spiritual. I discussed in a video with intermittent fasting, but even before that, I viewed my body as a temple. I said my body is a temple. So when you think about a temple, you think about a place that is holy, a place that is sacred, that anything entering a temple has to be cleansed, has to be purified before it enters. That is how I view my body. So when I choose food, I choose the best, right? It must be of some nutritional benefit for me. And in the past, I was not perfect. I made, mistakes here and there, and I made bad decisions here and there. As I said, I used to consume alcohol, which is a poison. It's toxic, and I was actually putting that in my body before, even viewing my body as a temple. So my practice was not perfect, but as I continue to grow, as I continue to educate myself, I learn a lot, right? And that is why I choose to use my platform now, that I could share my knowledge, my experience with you. Everything that I say here, you can actually take it with a grain of salt, because it's really my journey, my experiences. It may work for you, it may not. But if anything here that can help you, why not, right? The information is free. A few people reach out to me asking for help personally, but I really cannot commit to doing that right now because I have so much going on. I am trying to organize my business, and my husband travel a lot for work. So most of the day-to-day operation of the business, the home and so on, is on me. So it's a lot of responsibilities, and I really don't want to burden myself with too much. Hence the reason I started this YouTube channel, so I could share my experiences, and I could put information out there that could help you if you're embarking on a lifestyle journey or a fitness journey. So as I said before, full transparency. I would share as much as I can, and take what you want and leave what you don't want. So someone asked me recently, I mentioned emotional eating, if that feeling don't creep itself back in. It actually does. Especially last year, I was dealing with a lot of things. I was doing a professional upgrade. I was managing the home on my own, and that brought on a lot of stress and the urge to eat, So yes, the feeling do creeps in sometime, but over the years, I've learned how to control it. And I find peace and comfort in walking and connecting with nature. So whenever that urge creeps in, I will go out and walk. I will probably go in the kitchen and create a new menu. I will do some form of research, right? Or probably turn on a video and do some strength training or something. If I haven't done an exercise in the morning or whenever that craving, I will say, you know what, let me use that time to go and exercise. Let me go and create some new recipe, or probably go downstairs and make some soap. Do something to take my mind off eating, right? It have times, I'll be honest, it have times I overindulge, and I mentioned that in the previous video, but I have the power to stop myself. Sometimes when I find like I'm going a bit above, I'm like, okay, hold up, you have enough right now. And so I find other ways, to deal with it, in a nutshell. And there is no other way that, there is, for me, basically, from a natural, if you're trying to lose this weight naturally, my advice is calorie deficit. Simple like that. You must go into a calorie deficit. You must lessen on the amount of food. I'm not saying you have to go on a diet, right? But you make healthier choices. A lot of people believe in the elimination process. I don't do that. Like, no rice, no flour, no sugar, no this, no that. But what you have to do, what floats your boat. But I don't believe in that type of dieting, because I always say to myself, I experienced it in the past. When I remove all these things from my diet, I tend to crave it. And when I do get it, I eat more and more. And then, worst scenario, I gain back all the weight plus. And I really don't want to do that to myself. I have friends who have gone on this elimination diet, removing everything from their diet. And when they start eating bread, they want to eat a whole loaf. They start eating sugar. They just constantly craving for that. So I'm not putting myself through that. I've done it before. I've experienced it, and I see the result of that. So that's why what I consider I'm on is a lifestyle journey. I eat, I make healthier choices, and I eat clean food. I have fun. Even though I eat something that we consider not healthy, I know when to stop myself. I have that sense of control. I move my body. I believe in strength training. Things that I did not know before, I wish I knew back then. I had this whole mindset that lifting weight will bulk me, will make me appear to look bigger. So when I started my journey back then, I did not lift weight. I lifted weight after, because I was not satisfied with how I looked back then. I was what they call skinny fat, and it was not a nice look for me. I did not feel confident back then, even though I was 156 pounds. I felt, as I mentioned, I felt soft. So I wish I knew the benefit of strength training. So if you're embarking on a weight loss fitness journey, I encourage you to incorporate strength training from the beginning of your journey. It will help you build lean muscles and help you to have sustainable weight loss. Presently, I do a lot of weight training. I do it like 5 days a week, sometimes 4 minimum. I am not exerting myself. My session is like 30 minutes long, and I move my body frequently. I love nature. I go out for walks 4-5 days a week, or whenever I feel to, I just go out and connect with nature. I don't exert myself. Like, I don't do HIIT training and all of that. I'm not a HIIT girl. I will do my resistance training and I will do my walk. That is what I do right now to sustain my weight loss. Right now I'm in a calorie deficit. I will be done and over with that deficit by the end of this week. Tomorrow, actually, I would be no longer in a calorie deficit. My focus right now is body recompositioning. I am building lean muscle. I am sculpting my body. That's my focus. I eat a lot of high protein meal. I do eat carbohydrates, but I am focused on building lean muscle, so I incorporate a lot of protein and fiber, which is important to keep you moving. Yes, so I incorporate, and protein for me, it keeps you full longer. I don't believe in staying in a calorie deficit for too long. Say for example, you this I recommend no longer than 6 weeks, because from personal experience, I sometimes when you remain in a deficit, to me, I don't even find it work. At some point it just stopped working, and there is no weight loss. There is nothing nothing going on. So I believe it's probably do it for 6 weeks, go into maintenance, meaning eating in maintenance, and then probably do it again in another 6 weeks or whatever. That is what I did on my last weight loss journey. This calorie deficit that I went in, I did it for it's like 6 weeks now, and I only did it because I felt I needed to kind of give my body that kind of shock again. So that is why I went into a calorie deficit. However, I lost weight. I lost about 5 pounds. I actually weighed myself this morning. I lost about 5 pounds, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic. I am feeling great, but I'm happy to be off a calorie deficit and just focus on my strength training and sculpting my body and whatnot. I will do the video where I actually discuss a bit more of what I eat. Presently I'm doing my kitchen, so the house is in a uproar, so I can't really cook. I did a meal prep and you saw that in the last video. So that is what I'm eating, and sometimes I have to buy food if I really tired of what I have there. I will buy something out there, but so far I stick to whatever I planned. And yes, so when I lost the weight back in 2007, I was eating whole food, right? I now understand it was whole food. How I viewed it back then, I was saying everything that was grown on the island, things that I stayed away from, ultra processed food that is heavily processed. I stayed away from that. However, I was eating lots of vegetables. I was eating ground provision, saltfish, smoked herring, and these kind of food. The local people will know what I'm talking about. Creole fish, steamed fish, grilled fish. I would have rice and so on. Back then, I knew nothing about sourdough. So I used to have crackers. We call it cricks. So I would have crackers, sardines, and things like that. I did a video, but I deleted it. Probably 35 of you viewed the video. I spoke about, I used to work in a call center, and there was a caterer. She catered food for the call center. I would ask her to make specific meals for me. So her usual menu is like fried chicken and burgers and things, and I never consume those type of food. If I make burgers today, I make my turkey burgers or chicken burgers, or if I have beef burgers, it has to be lean beef burgers and things that I make for myself home. I would not go out there and buy a burger, because to me there's a lot of things in there and that I'm not sure about, and I just prefer not to consume it. So I do have burgers, but it's homemade burgers. I make veggie burgers, so I make healthier version of the food that I love. So going back to that lady used to prepare like ground provision for me, because in the call center my shift was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon till about 11 p.m. at night, and our lunchtime is 6 o'clock. but it's really dinner. So I will have her prepare like special food for me, and I will have that on my 30 minutes break, which is considered lunch. And for my 2 15 minutes break, I will use that to walk. I will walk about around the compound. It was in Frequente Industrial Park. So I will, people who know Frequente, you know, it's a big area. So I would walk, make laps around for my 2 15 minutes break, because I'm sitting a lot. I'm in a call center, I'm taking calls. So whenever I use the 30 minutes for my lunch, and then the 2 15 minutes, I'm moving. And that has played a significant part in me shedding my weight, because that other video I mentioned, I was going to for a walk at 4:30 in the morning with some ladies. So I was doing that, plus in the evening time I will take my 2 15 minutes break and go for a walk. So these are some of the things that I did back then. I pulled the video today, and the reason why I did that, because I mentioned something and there is no fact about it. It is just something that is said, and I personally believe it. So I decided to share it in a different way. I have removed certain oils from my pantry, and it's because of what I've read and what I've experienced. So I only use 3 types of oil. I use avocado oil, coconut oil, and olive oil. To me, that's the healthier choice of oil. It's not low in calories, but it's a healthier option. You still have to watch the amount of oils you consume. I saw someone posted something on social media. The person is into fitness, and they was basically telling people how they should, when they're going out there to buy food, how they should plate their meal. And I looked at the food and I'm like, okay, it looked healthy, but I don't trust it, because what are they using in the food in terms of oils, in terms of sauces? You know, you might look at baked chicken and say, yeah, baked chicken healthy, but some people, I could speak about my culture. I realize a lot of Caribbean people put a lot of sugar in food where it's not necessary. You understand? They use it to flavor, to add taste, but we really don't need to do that. You can, if you season your food properly, and you know, you can actually eliminate all these different sauces and the extra oils. It's not needed. So I sometimes I look at people prepare food and they so much butter and margarine and so on. I consume butter. The only thing that I use is butter. I don't use, and I cannot even consume toast with butter. It's just over the years, these are things I've never done, and I cannot see myself doing it right now. I would make certain food where it calls for butter, and I will just say, okay, I will use a little bit of olive oil. I will bake with butter. I will do my scones with butter, and I will have, you know, not the full. If I'm making it for myself, I will lessen on the amount, right? So there is just certain things that I just, over the years, because I have not consumed it, and just doing certain studies, I really cannot, incorporate it in my diet. I cannot cook with it. Yeah, so I saw the person posted that, and so it looked like a healthy plate of food, but I know, just looking at it, someone who's in the kitchen often, I know in order to get that food looking like that, there is certain ingredients that you really don't want to be consuming. But to each its own, right? I think people have the belief that losing weight or embarking on a fitness or a lifestyle journey, your food have to be tasteless. you have to eat, just boiled food, just loads of vegetables on your plate and whatever. No, it doesn't have to be tasteless food. You can prepare your food, make tasty food, and enjoy your journey, right? Because I remember when I met my husband and he came to my house for the first time. As I said, when I met him, I was in the gym, eating healthy and so on. And I cooked and he sat down to eat. And when I met him, he had a problem, basically, like he used to have like a burning acid reflux or whatever. And when I started to cook for him, he said he no longer feel that. And when I ask him question on the things he eat and the timing in which he eats, he was buying food all the time outside there. There's a lot of ketchup, there's a lot of barbecue sauce and fry stuff. And when I make certain dishes for him and I tell him what I put in it, he cannot believe that it doesn't have ketchup, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have sugar, it doesn't have that. I take my time, I prepare my food, and it's you don't really need all these different sauces that adds extra calories. So just find a way to cook your food properly, plan out your menu. And I am a believer in meal prep. It helps me a lot. I make a day and I will sit down and I will plan out, okay, this is what I'm eating today. This is the amount of protein that I'm preparing for my entire family. And sometime, we go through the food, quickly, but I always have things in the fridge, and that helped me along the way from me, grabbing at the wrong things, right? When I was on the journey back then, I used to always have food readily prepared because, as I said, I used to work from 2 in the afternoon to 11 in the night. So I will on my day off, I will either make soups or what have you and have it in the fridge, and then we call it leftovers, but it is leftovers, but now I call it meal prep. So I used to have that, and I always had something to eat. I will have like a pack of cricks, I will have a few cans of tuna or sardine, and I will grab at that for breakfast. And I used to have a lot of vegetables around the place. In the Caribbean, that's why I say we blessed on this island, because someone will give you a can of green bananas or some lettuce or whatever. So you always have, some form of vegetables. So I always had things readily prepared. Now, because of my schedule, I try to prepare my snacks. So I will make chia pudding. I will make overnight oats, things that I couldn't grab because I am a therapist and sometimes I do house call. So I make sure that I have something that is readily prepared, so I would not go out there and have to buy something that is highly processed, right? So we have to make certain sacrifice in order to succeed on our weight loss, our fitness journey, lifestyle journey. There is sacrifice. You have to just make the time. Some people say, oh, it's too difficult. It's not difficult. If you apply yourself, if you view your body as a temple that it is, you would make the time for it. We make time for everything else in our life. If we want to go to the club, we'll make time to go shop for that dress, to go to the club. So why can we make the time to sit and prepare something healthy for us so we would not grab at the wrong things? Why go the extra mile? And you hear the thing about eating is expensive. I prefer to eat my money than to shop and buy a bunch of stuff, right? I will eat my money. I will make sure that I spend money on good nutrition, right? I would do a video, my groceries for the week or sometime for the month. And we say it's expensive, but to me, yes, food is expensive where I live. But to me, I balance out everything. I balance out buying a lot of corned beef and all these things, and cereal and all these things. It's expensive. That is why your food bill will be expensive. If you're buying some vegetables and you some ground provision, you buy local meat. Say for example, I would buy a parcel of chicken breast. It's $55, and that will last me for a whole month, right? I would buy a packet of I will buy some tuna, probably $40 worth of tuna. That's $95 on, say, fish and chicken. And that lasts me for a whole month, right? I'll buy a whole chicken in between. That is $25. So say, for example, I spend $120 on just, or $30 on just my protein stuff like meat, fish, and whatnot, right? That could last me for a while. So something, you just have to be smart when shopping, because if we have to go to the club or we have to go somewhere, we paying $15 for a drink or $20 for a drink. Sometimes when you go to a party, you might have like 4 glasses, and then you have to pay for the entrance, you have to pay for your outfit. There goes your groceries. I'm not saying don't go out and have fun, but I just prefer to take my money and buy good food. I prefer to do that. I do shop, I buy little things, but most of my clothes in my wardrobe is clothes that I have there for years. I recycle my clothes, and some of the clothes is from my weight loss since I shop back in 2012. And I still wear some of the same clothes. Sometimes people see me with the clothes and they're like, oh, this is nice. But I had that like 10 years now, like 15 years now, because I take care of my clothes, and I'm not the person that goes out often. I recycle my clothes. Yes, I have a few pieces, that I will buy and so on. But I'm not obsessed about that thing. Don't mind me. I love looking good. I love dressing and whatnot. But I just prefer to spend money on nutrition, buying good food, taking care of myself, and from inside and out, right? Well, I must admit, I have a lot last year in terms of like self-care, because I was not really oiling my scalp. I was doing a pedicure probably every 3 months, and these are things that I want to do better myself. Go for a pedicure at least once a month. I do facial, and so spend a little bit more time doing my facial, just taking care of me, because again, my body, I consider it to be a temple. So if I'm taking care of everybody else, I need to start taking better care of me. So these are personal goals that I've set for myself, to take better care of me and to step up on my nutrition, sculpt my body through strength training, continue to move daily. And these are advice that I'm giving to you that will help you on your weight loss / fitness lifestyle journey. And so I said, I will share that I will do like a shopping. I have to make sure that everything is finished, so I have to buy like everything, and I will do a video so you can actually see it's not that bad eating healthy, right? And if you want to consume everything in a day, well, then it's expensive, but my food lasts me for a month, or sometimes more. My husband eats a lot, but even that I have control, over how much I cook and whatnot, you know what I mean? And so it's never too expensive for me to say, well, I'm not buying food because it's too expensive to eat healthy or what have you. And I cut back costs on things. I grow my own things. I grow certain things that I know it's a bit expensive. So I love farming, so I grow, to save me some coins. So these are things you can do, to promote a healthy lifestyle and to to have sustainable weight loss, you have to make sacrifice, right? I don't know if I left out anything. I hope, I did not even look at the pointers that I wrote down. But it is what it is. As I said, I want my channel to be authentic. I really don't want to be reading off a script or anything else sound scripted. I just want to keep it real. Friends, if you have any questions or anything that you want to know, drop it in the comment section. Help me with topics, things I could discuss here that can help you. Feel free to ask me anything. If it's too personal, I will say hell no. But I mean, feel free. I'm trying to build a community here with strictly positivity where we can actually help each other, because there's something probably you can throw in the comment section that can help me, because I'm still on a journey. I'm still on a lifestyle journey. So probably there's something some information that you have that can able to help me. I don't know it all. I'm just here sharing my experience, hoping that my experience can help someone who are where I've been and need some kind of guidance, need some kind of help getting out of that slump. And so feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, peace out. To my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining this beautiful community. I will share my water eating a day video when my kitchen is all back to normal, and that will be probably in the next week or so. So bear some patience with me, okay? So I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for watching.